This video features both Carson Dye and Emily Dye.
I was working at St. Vincent Medical Center at the time, and I got to know John Lewis, who was an accountant here in town. John said, "Do you know anything about the Site Center?" And I said, "No, I don't." And he said, "Well, let me tell you about it." Little did I realize he was recruiting me, and I seemed to just fit in, and everyone else seemed nice. And then there came a time when John was transitioning out his chair, and he had lunch with me, and he said, "You can be our next chair." And I thought, oh my. So I moved into the chair role, but I had good board members, many good board members. So it wasn't like I had to carry the load on my own.
Yourself.
And that was kind of the history of how I got on the board. I loved the mission. I loved everything that was being done. I also, the rest of the staff just were so driven by their mission.
Now you gave me a bookmark. I don't know if you remember. It was a Site Center bookmark, blue leather.
Okay.
I still have it.
Oh my.
It's my favorite bookmark.
Oh my.
So that was my first introduction, really seeing it. So I've seen the Site Center in my books, my entire life, basically.
That's funny.
Mhm.
It's not worn out yet.
No, because it's a nice thick leather. It smells good.
Oh.
It's great. It's great. And then of course I went to my first board meeting when I was in 6th grade.
Take your daughter to work day.
Exactly.
I didn't even think to call Barry, and we headed to the board meeting, and I guess it went okay.
Yeah, I think it did. I mean, I was little. I don't remember a whole lot, from back then, but I knew it was an important meeting to be
Yes.
at. I went to my first one way back when, and
Way
now,
back when. Let's not talk about how many years ago that was.
it kind of felt like a coming full circle. Randy Schimler, the chair at the time, he reached out to me. He's been my mentor since I've been in the professional world, and he said, this might be something you might be interested in. And so we sat and talked about it, and I said, let's do this. I remember my dad enjoyed it, and let's go for it. And so getting involved in it has just been coming full circle, and it's nice to know it's coming down in the generations here. It's very exciting, and for me too, it's my first board.
That's interesting. Yeah.
So we both our first board is the Site Center.
Learn about boards by being on a board. Learn about giving back to the community by
exactly.
And I know you love this community.
I love this community. It's very important to me, and the missions in town with all the organizations are important, but this one is just very special.
Well, I want to applaud you and your leadership and the team here, because as you know, after I kind of transitioned out of the board chair role, my consulting took me on the road. And so I lost sight of the Site Center. Yeah. And I was so glad all of this circumstance happened, because now I feel reconnected. I'm struck by the expanded offerings. The store. The store. And I'm also excited about the passion and the desire that I see internally to let's even expand further our notoriety in the Northwest Ohio area.
I've been looking for a place to become involved, a board, and of course this one popped up. But I've been a member of Leadership Toledo, which is really about getting involved in your community and helping out wherever you can. And you don't have to serve on a board to do that. There are different ways to do it. This is just one way to go about doing it. But it's so important to be part of the people, understand what's going on, and just really be connected. I think it just makes such a difference when you're connected to people.
With a board, particularly a community board like the Site Center, you hang out with people who are in other fields
Mhm.
and other industries,
Mhm.
and it broadens your perspective.
Mhm.
It also unites you more to the community. And Toledo has historically been blessed by magnificent industry leaders
Mhm.
who have given back to the community.
Definitely.
And, as you know, I've lived in Columbus, I've lived in Cincinnati.
Mhm.
Toledo tops those two.